What's up, guys? It's your man Donovan Sharp, and welcome to this edition of the Sharp Reality. At Donovan_Sharp is where you can find me on Twitter. You can also hit me in the contact tab of my website, donovansharp.com, if you have questions, comments, show ideas, personal stories you'd like to share, and so forth. You can find all my episodes on my website. You can find them on iTunes as well as SoundCloud and my YouTube channel. You can find my articles on Return of Kings and Negro Manosphere. I've been writing for Return of Kings for a little over 3 years, and I've got over 80 articles published there. As far as the Negro Manosphere goes, I've got over 20 articles, or almost 20 articles published there. I've written for them since the beginning of this year. Negro Manosphere is geared toward red pill-aware black men. We talk about issues. We talk about the red pill as it relates to black men, because the red pill is different for your race is obviously a big factor when it comes to the red pill game, picking up women, living that lifestyle. So if you're a black man who practices game, wants to live the red pill lifestyle, and you're looking for sort of a supplement to all of the Manosphere related content that you consume, Negro Manosphere is definitely a great source. You can support the show by doing your Amazon shopping through my affiliate link in the sidebar of my homepage. And as always, be sure to sign up for my weekly newsletter, which is just above the Amazon link. Again, we'll never sell or give your information to anybody for any reason, and we're certainly not going to spam your inbox. We're not going to fill up your inbox full of shit. You'll get a weekly newsletter detailing the goings-on over here at TSR Studios. A little while ago, a commenter, ETF42, expressed that he wanted to hear a show about why most men reject the red pill. And he listed a few reasons, all of which were extremely, all of them were very, very good. So I'd like to, a special shout out goes to ETF42 for asking that question, because that is a very, very good question with a lot of answers and multiple levels to those answers, and it really made me think. We all know that the only time the red pill really sinks in for men is if they seek it out. If you tell your buddy about the red pill, or if you send him a link, or try to tell him about the true nature of women, they're going to reject it every time. And it's because they either don't want to know that stuff, or they've got their head buried in the sand, or they're just not ready yet. And most men will never be ready for the red pill, and that's what this podcast episode is about. But the red pill only sinks in. The men who discover and consume the red pill on a regular basis are men who seek it out. So then that poses the question, when men actually, because more men find the red pill than men who actually accept it. I mean, nobody has the numbers or statistics, but I would say that the vast majority of men who accidentally find Return of Kings, or they find Illimitable Men, or they read The Rational Male, most men who actually come across this stuff, they end up rejecting it and never come back, because they think to themselves, these guys are full of shit, or whatever reasons in their mind that they can't accept the red pill. So today's episode, I'm going to talk about the reasons that most men reject the red pill. So the first reason that most men reject the red pill is that they can't handle the truth. The red pill is, how can I put this? The red pill, when it's accepted by a man, he has to accept the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And the truth is ugly, guys. When you finally resolve your mind to the fact that what we talk about here in the Manosphere is real and valid, and you see stories, and you relive different moments in your life that verifies that what we talk about here is true, it's tough to handle, man. I refer to a scene in The Matrix, the very first Matrix movie, and Neo and Keanu Reeves' character Neo is being introduced to what the world is really like by Morpheus. And so they're in this virtual reality world, and toward the end, Neo kind of backs up. He's like, no, I don't want to believe it. And then they're in the real world. They pull the needle out of his head. He gets up and he's like, I don't want to believe it. Fuck all you guys. And he's getting dizzy, and he throws up and he passes out. A lot of men can't handle the truth. as strong and as logical as we are, they just can't handle it. Listen, they're distraught. A lot of them are distraught because they think that women are made of sugar, spice, and everything nice like everybody tells them. But when they hear and see insurmountable evidence to the contrary, it's like their mind blocks it off. They think to themselves, there has to be a better way. Because living the red pill life is not easy, and I'll get to that later. But the number one reason most men reject the red pill is they can't handle the truth. Another reason that most men reject the red pill is that they know that they are ill-equipped to be successful in today's dating market. The reason they think this, or the reason they think they're not equipped to be successful in today's sexual marketplace, is because what they've been taught about women has crippled them to the point where they believe is beyond repair. In other words, they think they can't make the changes necessary. And again, I'll get more into that. I'll get more into that later. They don't. Not only do they think they can't make the changes, going back to the first one, they don't want to believe that today's women are deceitful, slutty, selfish, and see men as commodities to be used and discarded after they've gotten what they want out of them, rather than honest women who are capable of unconditional love. Like that, again, that's a tough pill to swallow. So if they resolve in their minds that, okay, I know how women are, but there's no way I can make these changes. I was 32 when I found the red pill. I consider myself to be a late bloomer. You got guys younger than that, 25, 26, 23, who say to themselves, man, like everything I've been taught about women is a lie. There's no way I can reprogram my mind to be successful with women. And they check out at that point. Another reason why most men reject the red pill is they get angry. They get angry at red pill truth. Like I said, they've been raised to believe that women are something that they are not. And a lot of these men, especially today, they've been raised by single mothers or are surrounded by women. And because of their automatic bias toward women as a byproduct of their environment when they were coming up, they see the red pill as offensive to their mothers, their aunts, their grandmothers, or whoever else they love, which is understandable. When you tell a man, or when a man sees evidence, like when a man reads an article that, yes, all women are sluts and all women are like that, he thinks to himself, well, my mom wasn't a slut, my grandmother wasn't a slut, my aunt wasn't a slut, and you're damn sure not going to talk about my sister being a slut. They take offense to that. And I can certainly understand why they would do that. But like I said, accepting red pill truth means accepting the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I've used myself as an example. I wrote an article on Return of Kings called I forgot what it was called, but it was called The True Story of a Carousel Riding Military Wife. And that article was about my own mother. My mother blew up our marriage because my mother blew up our marriage. I always say that. My mother blew up our family because she wanted to be with the bad boy she was fucking on the side in order to be with him. She decided that she didn't want to be with my father anymore, and the reason she didn't want to be with my father is because she was fucking this bad boy, and she moved to Detroit to be with him, leaving us with our incapable father. That's what happened. I'll take it another step further. I have two sisters, and both of them have had abortions, and one of them has had multiple abortions. And the reason for that is because they were irresponsible, they were slutty, had unprotected sex when they had no business having unprotected sex. They were being whores. I love my mother and my sister, guy. I love my mother and my sisters. I talked to my mother. I talked to my mother this morning. I'm recording this on Mother's Day. Talked to my mother this morning. Love my mother. She brought me into this world. I'm always going to love her. I love my sisters dearly. But if you're going to accept the red pill truth wholly and completely, you have to be able to separate familial ties, emotional ties from that. So as a man, you have to understand that, okay, if I know red pill truth, that doesn't mean that it doesn't apply to the women in my life. My mother was every bit as slutty and deceitful and hypergamous as women were in her day and even today. Same with my two sisters. Another reason that men reject the red pill is, how can I put this? The red pill is very hard to swallow. So I'll put it to you this way. When a man actually gives credence to red pill truth, when he finally accepts, okay, I fought this as hard as I can, and I've accepted the fact that women are not what we think they are. They have to be handled differently than I've been taught to be handled. The very next question, the question that immediately pops into his mind is, okay, what changes do I need to make? The very next question, which is the most important question, is, am I able to make those changes, or do I have the ability to make these changes? Unfortunately for most men, the answer is a resounding no. And listen, there are scores of reasons as to why this is. Number one, he could be married with children. There are a lot of men who are married to post-wall sluts who were party girls. They got fucked in the ass by the football team during their 4 years in college. He puts a couple of babies in her. She's gotten fat and overweight. He Googles, well, why isn't my wife fucking me, or why is my wife a bitch? He found the red pill, accepted it, but guess what? He can't do anything about it. Because if he leaves her, or if he decides to divorce her, he knows that she is going to divorce rape him. He knows what the percentages are. He knows what the statistics are. Better than 85% of the time in divorce, the mother is given full custody of the children. Every single time. And what that means for the father is now he is obliged to pay child support. Not only that, he loves his kids. He doesn't want to leave his kids. He doesn't want to see his kids every other week. So a man can say, hey, you know what? I found the red pill and I'm all in on the concept and the ideology, but unfortunately for me, it's just too late. I'm married with kids. There's nothing I can really do about it right now. Another reason that married men can't really do anything about the red pill. One thing that we preach about living the neo-masculine life, as we like to call it in Return of Kings, or the red pill life, is getting in shape. If you're married with children with a bitchy fat wife, you got no time to work out. You're either putting up with her fits, you're dropping the kids off at school, picking them up from school, taking them to soccer practice, etc., etc. There's just no time. A man who lives the red pill life has to be selfish. And if you have kids, you gotta take care of them. You can't not take care of your kids because you want to get fit. Obviously, where there's a will, there's a way. You'll have to carve out time. But if you're married and have children, it's very, very difficult, if not completely impossible, to get yourself in the shape that you need to be in. And like I said, unfortunately for most married men, this is the case. So they can't act on their knowledge of red pill truth. Another couple of reasons why we're on another level. Men who have accepted the red pill truth but can't take advantage of the lifestyle is they've got no discipline. They've got no desire. Okay? You can accept all of the hard truths and be all in on all of this red pill stuff that you want to. But if you don't want to, if you don't have the desire, if you don't have the discipline to learn game, get into shape, start making better financial decisions, start saving money, then you're going to end up right back where you were, which is a sexless pussy without any pussy. And I can guarantee you guys, there are probably scores of men out there who have red pill truth, but they don't have the desire, the willingness, or the discipline to act on it. They're too lazy. They don't want to get up at 4:30 in the morning and go squat. They don't want to refrain from buying the hottest new Call of Duty video game for $60. They don't want to give up playing video games for 6 hours a day on weekdays and 18 hours a day on weekends. They don't want to do that stuff. They know that women are fucked up. They know that women are nefarious and they're slutty, and they will not hesitate to throw your ass under the bus and drive it over you with the dude in the driver's seat while she's sucking his cock. But they don't want to do anything about it. Another reason most men who have red pill awareness but can't take advantage of is one that ETF 42 pointed out. It is a financial thing. We mentioned the fact that if you're married with children and you decide to start running red pill game and this and that and the other, or if you decide you're going to divorce your land whale of an ex-wife, there are financial repercussions that come along with that. Child support, alimony, split custody, etc., etc. Well, not only that, you have to worry about it at your job. If you start spitting red pill truth at your job, you're going to lose your job because it's inevitable. At some point, it's a mathematical inevitability that you're going to be within earshot of some fat chick who gets triggered or offended. She goes to HR and says, yeah, Bob said X, Y, and Z, and you're out of a fucking job. So there are plenty of men who have red pill truth, who know about red pill truth and know the truth about the fucked up sexual relations between men and women. They know that feminism is the worst thing to ever happen to the Western Hemisphere in human history, but they can't talk about it. They can't act on it because if they do, they know they'll be out of a job. So there are definitely financial implications that come with that. Another reason that men who are red pill aware can't act on it is they don't want to be ostracized from friends and family. In a previous episode, I talked about 3 unintended consequences of taking the red pill. In other words, there are many side effects, negative side effects to taking the red pill, and I pointed them out in that particular episode. But one such side effect is that your social circle is going to shrink. The reason for that is because the red pill, listen, red pill truth, it's a tough pill to swallow. People don't like hearing it. And if your friends and family, like if you start talking about that stuff, if you start acting on it, even if you're in position to start acting on this red pill truth and living the red pill lifestyle, trust me. Listen, man, I'm here to tell you. I found the red pill 7 years ago. All right. And I've lost a shitload of friends, man. And it sucks. Like I've lost people I've known for 15, 20 years because they don't know what's gotten into me. I've jumped the shark, or I'm an extremist, or I'm a part of some cult, as some of them call it. They think that red pill truth is so extreme and so out there, they think that, you know what, we can't swim with this guy anymore. So one of the main reasons men who are aware of red pill truth don't act on it is because they don't want to be ostracized. And again, I can't say I blame them, man. Like, listen, I love my friends and family, and it still hurts even to this day that I've lost a lot of friends, but my lifestyle and my overall contentment and happiness as a man is more important than my friendship with them. Don't get me wrong, it still sucks that I lost them, but that's just that's the price you pay when you live the red pill life. That's part of the gigs, part of the bargain. Another reason that men who have red pill awareness don't act on the red pill, and this kind of goes along with what I was just talking about, is they don't want to disappoint their parents or their relatives. I was talking to my mom months ago, and I forgot how the conversation came up, but I just, was just like, yeah, I've been dating this girl and fucking that girl and blah, blah, blah. And listen, my mom is cool. Like, I can talk with her about that stuff. But I remember toward the end of my conversation with her, she said, Donovan, like, you used to be such a sweet boy. You used to be kind and respectful, and you used to treat women with respect. And she says, I'm disappointed that you've become this. I think she called me a player. She says she says I'm disappointed that you seem to be using women for nothing more than sex. I don't know where this is coming from, but I don't like what I'm seeing. And then and I didn't say anything, because I'm not trying to have that conversation with my mom, but she kept poking and prodding. She says, what's gotten into you? Like, why are you like this? And I said to her, you know what, Mom? I said, the reason why I'm like this now, I said, what changed for me is that when I treated women like my father treated you, I got shit on. I didn't start becoming successful until I started treating women like Brandon treated you. And Brandon was the man that she left us with our father to be with. Okay, he was the bad boy. So I told her, the minute I stopped treating women like my dad treated her and started treating her like that crackhead-ass nigga up in Detroit treated her, my conquest with women substantially improved. Dead fucking silence. Because she knew I was right. She knew I was right. She kept poking, she kept prodding. She knew I was right. She immediately changed the subject because she knows what the deal is. Dude, listen, man, my mom's nearly 60 years old. You don't think she has red pill truth like every other woman out there? So again, men don't want to have that conversation with their mothers and fathers. They don't want to tell their moms and dads, hey, women are fucked up. That's why I'm like this. They don't want to disappoint their parents or relatives. The last and final reason that men who are aware of red pill truth but don't act on it is because they just decide it's too fucking hard. Guys, living the red pill life, it's fucking hard, man. It ain't easy. You have to, listen, man, you have to get in shape. You have to stay in shape. That takes consistency and discipline and a lot of it. You can't be in good shape if you don't work at it. Then you have to be financially responsible, which means depriving yourself of useless indulgences. Again, this isn't easy, and most men just aren't willing to do that to make sure they save a few bucks every month. I mentioned it earlier. There are some vices that men have that they're not willing to give up. Unfortunately for them, those vices is what keeps them from dominating life. They play video games. They smoke cigarettes. They watch porn. They buy useless junk. There's every man who is pathetic has multiple indulgences that they partake in that holds them back. And most men aren't willing to give all those up. Another reason why is you have to be ballsy with women. And of course, changing your approach with women is not only easy, even if you get good at it, you're still going to be failing better than 90% of the time. Dude, men aren't trying to put up with or endure that kind of rejection. I stated earlier, your social circle will shrink. So if you're a red pill aware male, you're isolated sometimes because of your lifestyle. And some dudes just don't like being alone. All right? Living the red pill life can get pretty lonely at times. And listen, I'll be the first to tell you, I'm more content now than I've ever been in my life. But I'd be lying if I told you guys that I don't get a little bit lonely sometimes, man. Like it's extreme, like living the red pill life, like knowing what you know, sometimes it can be a very desolate and isolation based existence. And every once in a while it can wear on you. Another thing you have to do as a red pill aware male is you have to learn to divorce feelings when dealing with women, which doesn't always happen no matter how hard you try, and it sure as shit isn't easy. So if you start having success with women, now if you have red pill awareness, you have in the back of your mind, okay, this woman eventually is going to start fucking somebody else. And chances are I'm never going to find out about it. So I got to be on my P's and red pill aware man knows that a woman never truly belongs to him. A red pill aware male knows that it's just his turn. A red pill aware male knows that any dealings that he has with women is eventually going to end. And for that reason, he has to divorce any emotion or any feelings for women. Guys, that's not easy to do. Like I said, I found the red pill 7 years ago. I'm not going to sit here and say that I didn't catch feelings for a slut I slayed here and there. I'm a human being. I have feelings just like everybody else. This isn't all of the red pill life is not easy. All of the things necessary that you have to train yourself to do and be, physically, mentally, emotionally, it is fucking hard, man. This is why most men don't do it. Yes, the rewards are great, but they are not easy to come by. Listen, you guys read our articles, you hear our podcasts. Yeah, I'm fucking, like you hear about, yeah, this hot bitch I was fucking, and yes, I drive a nice car, and you think, man, like these guys slay, these guys kick ass, and this and that and the other. And yeah, the rewards are great. I'm glad I found the red pill, but trust and believe, guys, it ain't all peaches and cream. Living the red pill life is fucking hard. It's worth it, don't get me wrong, but it's fucking hard. And unfortunately for most men, the effort, the time, the energy that's necessary to be content in this environment, it's just not worth it to them. And look, I can't say I blame them. Not to say that I sit here and think, man, is this red pill thing even... No, I never doubt the fact that red pill truth is real, because I've lived it for 7 years, and I see proof of it all the time. But it's fucking hard. And sometimes when I'm at a low point or attrition just starts to set in, I think to myself, I never even entertain thoughts of just, quote, giving up. But I always think to myself, man, like, I understand why a lot of men who find the red pill end up just saying, you know what, I can't live this life. It's too fucking hard. I'm not willing to pay the price for the rewards at the end of the tunnel. And I mean, no judgment here, man. I can't say I blame them. So my thanks to ETF42 for asking that particular question. That particular question really got me thinking, and I hope that you guys listen to this and think to yourself, if you're on the fence about the red pill, hopefully this gives you sort of a preview in terms of what to expect when you decide to live the red pill life. Living the red pill life is a choice, man. It is a choice. Having red pill awareness is not a choice. You can reject it all you want to, but once the male mind has been exposed to the truth, guys, we're not stupid. Like, we've seen red pill truth our whole lives, but the manosphere has given us permission to acknowledge it. What you do with it from there is up to you. If you decide to live the red pill life, I can tell you from personal experience, it is well worth the reward. But if you decide, hey, this isn't for me, you're getting no judgment from me. That does it for this episode of TSR. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at Donovan_Sharp. Visit my website, donovansharp.com, anytime for additional content and access to all episodes of TSR. You can also find all episodes on SoundCloud and iTunes, and of course, do not forget to sign up for my weekly newsletter in the sidebar of my homepage. Thanks for listening.